Okay, so I need to share my screen on this and let me see how it works. I'll click on share screen and then we will see. So the screen is visible to everyone. Now let's see. Okay, so we are going to study about web development today. So basically, web development is all about the development which is on the web, how we can make the web, how we want to look it. So web development basically comes in basically in two ways, front and back end. And before the web development, before we move it to the deep dive in detail web development, we will see two other aspects of this. First, web designing, and second one is web technology. And then we will come to web development because to develop something, we need designing and some sort of technology and other things. Okay, now let's come to the web designing part. Designing is basically how we want to see the things, its aesthetic look, how we want to change the layout, font, and other things. And to design something on the web, we need basic understanding of some languages like HTML to design our basic structure of the page, and we need CSS, JavaScript, and so on. Multiple things are there. And proficiency in some tools also, like Figma, use Photoshop to design your website, how you want to make it, and look it. And see, now in designing part, concepts like UI, user interface, and UX, user experience, matters a lot. How we want to interact this because we can't personally talk with them. So we are talking with them through our website only. So we will make them as good as possible. Okay, the example, the output for web designing, we can create by the prototypes, we can create static design or web pages like that. And for example, for web designing, designing visually appealing homepage with appropriate colors, font, home pages, basically the just how we want to structure things. Now let's come to the web technology part. This is an important factor before we understand web development. Technology is all is needed to do that. Okay. So in technology, we will focus on tools, different tools which are used to develop a website, web page, app, whatever we want to do. Like frameworks, different frameworks we need Jira, and in Java we use Jira and other multiple things there. And the purpose of the technology, web technology to use in a development is basically we can directly talk with the web. So we talk through these languages, through these technologies with the browser and the server for the functionality. Okay. The concept which key concept which takes place in the web development are like protocols like HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and DNS, Domain Name Server, REST, multiple APIs, Application Program Interface, which acts as a bridge between the software, the browser, and the server. And different technologies like CSS, JavaScript, XML, extensive markup language, AJAX, and JSON, and multiple things are there. This is the first we are getting overview only. Let's see. We will deep dive in each and everything in the later. So I'm just explaining few things to you. Okay. Networks, user browsers, web servers, content delivery market, and CDNs basically. Understanding frameworks like React, Angular, some technologies which we use, and frameworks are dependent on technologies only. Like we are using Java for framework is different for it. And if we use something else, some other Python, we will use some other. and according to our convenient basically. Examples like JavaScript with Ajax to dynamically load data without refreshing the page. Sometimes when we refresh or we scroll to some website, we keep on scrolling, and the new things come up. So this is basically because of the frameworks that works like that. In the technology, we don't need to refresh it. No, but the web technology. Now we will come to our. This is the two basic things which I want to make you understand on web designing and web technology. Now let's come to the web development area, which is our prime focus. Development is all about creating things. Okay. And now, what is web development? Creating things with the help of coding and programming. That is to do some function or sort of task. That is web development. The purpose of web development is basically to develop or design a fully functional website. This is what web development do. Categories of web development are like front end, back end, and full stack. Front end focuses on the client side using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You can use React for front end like that. And back end is focused on server side. Technology like Node.js, PHP, Python, Ruby, and Java, MySQL, MongoDB. Multiple things are there that help us in backend development. And people who focus on front end are front end engineers, and people who focus on back end are back end engineers. And those one who can do both, they are full stack engineers. And combining both front end and the back end, we study a new kind of development that is full stack development. Combines both front end back end skills. Output for web development, we can understand a fully functional website application, tools, app, website, whatever we can say. Example is this like e-commerce websites. Look at Amazon. Amazon having a good front end, having a very good front end, and it's also as he displaying us data and storing our information, login, sign up, and other order details. So definitely he's having some backend server side area. So that is its backend. Now let's analyze this summary and expect in web designing, web technology, and web development. So designing, we focus on aesthetic and layouts. Okay. In web technology, we focus on tools, frameworks, and protocols. That is what technology is all about. And on development, we focus on coding and functionality. The purpose of web designing is visual appeal and user experience. And the purpose of web technology is enabling browser server communication. Technology is like so that our server and browser can communicate together and display us what we have searched. Okay. Now, the purpose of web development is building interactive and dynamic websites. Dynamic websites. That is development because if you use designing a technology, and definitely we will develop something. Tools which we use for designing, we can use Figma. We can create our models and any other Photoshop, any other tool which can help us develop our prototype. What we want to develop. Anything we can use to design. Pen and paper. That's all right. And web technologies which we use like HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, APIs, Application Programming Interface, JSON, and JS frameworks. And for development, we need few things extra like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and little somewhat of backend coding. Like if we have developed some sort of portfolio website for yourself, and you will display all your work and other things, and if you want this, how should how one can reach out to you, then you will definitely create some backend area where you will store the information or the message which the use or the opposite one want to convey to you. Okay. So now the output of web designing is the prototype. That's all what it can give. But then it will be implemented. Technology will be implemented on prototype. That will come under technology area, web technology. And after by combining design plus technology, we will get development that is fully functioned. Whatever thing. If we have developed the app, then it will be fully functioned app. Now, hope you have understand all these things. Now let's come to this. Web designer is who understands the client's specification to build a layout and other visual elements of a website. The one who designs things by understanding client's requirement is we call web designer. Some clients, some sort of different website look different type. So this is all depends on requirements of the customer. So that one is done by basically web designer. Whereas web developer is the one who builds the backbone of a website. Developer is the one who basically backbone of a website. Like how? Suppose we have built a website and we have created front end, very good looking, everything okay. Now, if I want to say something about this, so that like there is an e-commerce website like Amazon, there is a advertisement or something there, and I want to buy it. If it's not clickable, not working, and I can't talk to the one who's one talk to a seller, then it is useless, not just a pic. So this is where web developer plays a role. They create a website typically from the ground up using different tools, HTML, multiple technologies are there, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Python, Ruby, and more. Now, it's a collective effect. So basically, to develop a fully functioning website is not an individual effect. Sometimes an individual can also do, but generally, few like big projects which require teamwork, that is more important. Collaborative by both designer, developers, hardware engineer, front end, back end, networking, and multiple things are there. Okay, now let's come to web development components. This is the overview only. We will have full-fledged classes also. Web development components, like I have said, there are basically two, front end, back end. Front end is designing, and back end is database management. How we are managing the data and server-side development. This is it. And in front end, we use few technology like I have written here: HTML, hypertext markup language, CSS, cascade style sheet, and other things. JS, JavaScript, JQ, Bootstrap, Ruby, Python, and etc. And the server-side implement, we can use PHP and Java. It is most prominent, which we use. Or Python we also use. It's easy to understand. And JS, Ruby, or Rails, and many things are there. I've written very few just to make you understand about the topic. We will deep dive and we will code also a little bit to make you understand the concept only. For the backend, we use SQL, NoSQL, MySQL, Oracle, DB2, SQL Server, PostgreSQL, and multiple are there. Like suppose we have here, it's a little bit about student management, student skill management. Like suppose you have to create a website in which you have to store the students' data. So what will student will need? Student, someone like you are a student and someone who will register to a website, log in, and there will be a dashboard for him where his each and every detail will be visible. This one. Like suppose we have login this, the website student ID is there. And now this is a dashboard. The dashboard we can do things like we can update our data, name, email ID, verify things, edit them, update details, add, delete marks, skill. Some we have this is educational website, so we will have some sort of courses visible here. And when we will click on them, then we will find our open to working things, and we can change password. This is basic things which we need if we made some student management website. The same is like placement department website. Like how I will do this? Yes, like same is this. If we have also made it for placement department, like suppose this is for placement department also. And now, so what more will be there in placement department? Like there will be two login, admin login and student login. Admin is there who will add in their placement schedule and other things like that. And a student, same data. He have to see when and where my what's timing of my interviews are there. Like login, dashboard, same things. Student details, filter marks or skills, and many things like that. We can update roll number, name, and multiple things are there. Okay, so okay, this is two examples: student management and placement department, and we can do library management in that, hospital management, multiple things. As it's up to us. Basic terminologies used in web design. Okay, so what are the to understand something? There are few technical terms in that which we need to understand. So I'll erase them and then we will see. Okay, they are not getting erased. Yes, this is. Let me remove this and we will see these terminologies now. And yes, this is client machine or system. So what is client machine or system? Client system. Basically, like suppose you are seeing the screen of this portal, you are accessing this content from this portal. So client machine is this only. You are accessing this machine or system, say client machine. And one is server side machine, server. Server is where all the data has been stored. Now, there's a difference between server, love, like, is your system or laptop is also server, mine is also server, and the main which by which we all are connected, that is the main server, something like that, where the data is stored. Client server architecture same, by like server to server connection, browser to server connection, and there's the client to server architecture. Internet is also no, and that's a web page. Like the web page is a page which is on the web. This is definition of it. And if you want to understand more, like open some website, everything have its own web page. Like presence of something on the web, that is web page. Or landing page, we can also say home page. www, that is World Wide Web. It stands for World Wide Web, and it was invented by Sir Tim Berners T. T.B. Lee, Tim Berners-Lee, in 1989. We will write something, and this is 1989 by Tim Berners-Lee, 1989. He was a British computer scientist, and in March it was first proposal. He proposed his first proposal about this World Wide Web, and in December 1990, the first server browser and website could now live at CRN. Okay, and CRN released the World Wide Web software to the public domain. And WW first time came in the public domain in 1993, April 1993. And after that, there is also one thing to govern the web. Sir Tim Berners-Lee started a consortium also. World W3 consortium, we say this, that is World Wide Web Consortium. That was an organizing body which governs the web. Sorry, which governs this World Wide Web. How the data should be published, what is published, how the things will be done. Otherwise, there will be a lot of misinformation. So there is a governing body for this. Okay, now let's come to this point. Then I done, this done. It's called web standards. Web standards are some technical specifications which define how the World Wide Web looks like. They are used basically by the technical peoples or those who are in technical domain. Like see, if some two army men will talk, Or let's suppose some two railwaymen will talk in their departmental language, some sort of things, their machinery name, either tools name. Layman can't understand it. Okay? Same thing. In technical term, when two educated people or engineer will talk together in about the development of some website, then normal people can't understand what they are talking about, what tools. Like someone says Python. For normal people, Python is a snake only. But for the one who understands, he knows that it's skin, and that is also a name of a programming language. So these are the some standards, and there are some standard fixed because, like, suppose if we two are working some on something, then how we will communicate? There will be a if these standards are not there, there will be a huge communication gap. Yes, like let's suppose in Indian culture, you are saying something by some other name. I'm saying something by some other name because I know that thing by this name only, and we both are looking at the same thing, but yet know that by some different name. That is why some common standards are developed so that things can be done together. Website is you know very well. Still, we will. It's a collection. Basically, it's a collection of web pages. We can say that are linked together, either internal link, external link, anything. And web page is an individual page, and a single web page can also be a website. Website can be a one page only. But but one more thing, we can only access website by the internet only. There are no such things. Offline, of course, website are dynamic and static. There are two types. Dynamic things which in which things get keep changed. Like once we have refreshed, data will be changed. Once we have refreshed something, data will change. That are dynamic website. Static website, like suppose we open some website. In that there will be the content which will be written on there is fixed. You cannot change it. And even you go up and down, come again, close it, open again, it will be the same. This is our this point. What are responsive website? Okay, so this responsive website is basically a I will say it's a quality of a website. Not quality, it's a property of a website. Like suppose if you are opening some sort of website in your phone whose screen is small, then website will automatically adjust itself by that. That is responsive one. Open that same website in a laptop, that will again cover up the entire screen. That is responsiveness of a website. Now let's come to the point. Domain name. See, domain name is basically, let me write some like some link. Like link starts like this: http https and slash slash www dot and google.com. Okay. So now in this, domain name is basically a unique name which is given to each and everything on the web, so that this can be identified uniquely. Name of a two-person can be same, but the domain address of a two website on the web cannot be same. Otherwise, this will be big problem. We will not be able to differentiate which one is authenticate and which one is like forced. So in this, so what this is some sort of link. What is the different thing? There's a in link there are different components also there. Like this is prefix. Okay, this is prefix. And www, this is subdomain, SD, and this is domain, and this is name, and this is extension. Basically, this can be common also. There's like google.com, amazon.com. Multiple. You can just use anything which can be unique only. Only property that things should be unique. And web hosting. We host our something on the web is hosting. We can like we host our website on the web. That is web hosting. To upload something for the use of people. That is web hosting. Now let's come to the second point and erase this data. This is erasable. I hope you understand all these points. Now, what is client server architecture? Now, to understand this, we will first give it a read. Okay, client server architectures are those architectures when the client computer sends a response or sends a resource or process request to the server over the network. This is basically about how the server will connect to the architect internet. This is when diagram of that only. Like in middle the internet, and this is clients. Like suppose the system and mobile and this, they are three users. They have connected all together with internet, and the internet is accessing data with the server. Like suppose he have searched something, google.com. That request will come from this site to internet. They unique key will go here, and from here data will be fetched and it will be displayed on this system. Here, here, and then again here. Cancel is which one? Here it is. This request will come from this side, and from here it will move here, and from here then first it will go here, and then it will be displayed here. This is architecture. Client computer, this one sends a resource or process request. It's sending this one request on this. In request, what he have encrypted? www Google like Amazon.com. He has encrypted this only to access. And this. Okay. So server network, this is then processed and delivered to the client. The whatever he has requested from the server, it will be processed here, and the data will be retrieved and it will be displayed on this system one display. This is one, this is two, and this is three, and this will be displayed here. Now, what comes here? A server computer can manage different clients simultaneously, whereas one client can be connected to several servers at a time, each providing a different set of services. That's simple. Like this is a main server, and these all people, because anyone can connect to internet anytime. So the data to the server can be accessed to anytime. That is basic thing for this only. The client server architecture or model is an application network separating tasks between client and servers. They are either within the same system or need to communicate over a network. In order to access the service provided by the server, the server client sends the request to another program which runs a few program and distribute work among the clients and share resources. So we will bind up on this only, and let's understand this in little more detail. So let's understand what is client and server. Read this. Client can be any computer that requests something from the server. For example, visiting any website, we request the web page from its domain. So here we act as a client. Someone searched google.com on a browser. The one who is searching this is the client whose phone is client because we are accessing some request from the server, main server. Like we have searched Amazon. Amazon will be firstly encrypted, hypertext transfer protocol. This is how the data travel to the server, and in packet form, it will go on the server, fetch the data, and this will come to us on our device. So here we are acting as a client. Now, what is server? On the other hand, let's switch the role. Like we are having the information, and someone asks to us. Server is the computer that is designed to serve the request. Like you have in a school time in school lab. one system is connected to the entire one. And what teacher used to do, they will just shut down the main system and the entire system will shut down automatically. That is what the server computer is. That is the server hub of the things. On the other hand, the server is the computer that is designed to serve the request to the client. For example, the client asks for the web page, then the server responds within the web page to the client. And also, the server can, once it can process millions and billions of requests at a time. It is having a in-depth capacity. It can connect to multiple clients. Server can, like if it is a mediator server, information on other server, it can also fetch it from there, display to you. That is all the client server architecture. Now let's come to the web page. Just one last this one, and they are showing image of our ticket reservation. Okay, web page is basically a hypertext document of a world wide web. Basically, we'll say, and we can also, this is a individual page of a website where the data is written or encoded by a web developer. The data which we see on the web page then written or encoded by the front-end engineer, okay, and designed by designer, and which I told you earlier also. And the web page contain text, image, video, links, anything which whatever we want to write, and so we can send that. And so web page is designed in HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. This is all about. And from after this, we will resume in next class. Okay. Okay.